So I walked into that mental hospital looking gorgeous, whatever. My mom thought I was there to get her out, and it was so sad. Laura, you came to visit. Oh, you came. Are you here to get me out? No, Mom, sorry. Only Marion has that power. I can't get you out. I just came for a visit, Mommy. So we had a nice time that day. You know, that day as nice as you can have, sitting in a, well, your mom's locked up in the mental hospital, and it's so sad, and you can't do anything to get her out. You just have to feel bad for her, and, you know, I at least showed her that she wasn't abandoned in there, you know. And you know what she told me that very first day? Because remember, people, I was like an undercover, you know, undercover detective on a, you know, I snuck there. I didn't even tell my mom I was coming because she can't be trusted to keep her mouth shut. Okay, she'd spill stuff. Nope, I did not tell a soul. I just showed up there and I showed them. You think this woman's just mentally a woman? Look at her daughter, okay? Look at her daughter, people. And I stayed there with my mom for hours, whatever visiting hours were. I know I wasn't there for like 10 minutes. I was there for a while. I think I might have been there all day. I think they gave me permission to stay longer than visiting hours because they knew I'd flown from Massachusetts and whatnot. I came, and you know what my mom said to me? Now, I went and told the staff this, of course. Oh, I also was mad because I told the staff, I was all, some nice nurse, she was like, you know, you come in and you're a beautiful tall girl and people are afraid of you because you're like, I know you're not meaning to be, so I know you're just worried about your mom, and I can tell that, but you got to be careful because they feel threatened by you when you start saying blah 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 whatever, even though you're not yelling. People are intimidated. She told me that. She's like, you're a tall, beautiful girl, and people are intimidated by you. I know you're upset about your mom, but you got to stay calm. Because my mom had told me stuff over the phone, and I was like, my mom said she's gonna go outside, blah blah whatever. And so the nurse was nice. She was trying to explain to me, you know, that I have to, quote unquote, tone it down. She wasn't angry with me, you know. She was nice. She was telling me the truth. She's like, but when I came in there, my mom and I sat in a little lunchroom table, whatever, and my mom, as usual, was telling me everything. And you know what my mom said? My mom said, you know, I talked to Marion this morning. I said, uh-huh, Mom? Marion's my enemy, remember? I said, uh-huh, and she goes, and I said to Marion, I said, my mom either said is or when, like we'll just say, when is somebody going to come visit me, or is someone going to come visit me soon? Whatever my mom said doesn't really matter because this is exactly what Marion said. And of course I'm changing my mom's name. I change everybody's names except for Marion's. Okay. No one's ever going to come visit you, Samantha. Can you imagine feeling abandoned in a mental hospital? Your family has, nobody in your family, I mean, they'll call periodically, but they've not come to visit you in a month, and you're just in there and you get no visitors. You're feeling abandoned and all alone. And then this woman, who my lawyer friend on the internet tells me is nothing you could do, Laura, because you've been diagnosed as mentally ill, and no, if your mom won't fight this, there's nothing you can do. You know, this woman says to her mentally ill sister, who's locked up in this place, no one's ever gonna come visit you. Can you imagine hearing that? Now, of course, when I told the staff that, what do you think they said to me? Oh, Laura, you know, your mom has fantasy life and she makes stuff up and whatever. Yeah, just like when I went 2 days later and she's so drugged up, she's slurring her words, she's drooling all over herself, but she had the wherewithal to say to me, they're treating me like a human guinea pig. Yeah, whatever, staff. I know my aunt. I know things she has said and done to me. I know things she has said and done to my mother. If my mother is going to say out of the blue to me, I didn't prompt her. I didn't say, so did you talk to... No. She said, I talked to Marion this morning, and of course... Get it? Do you guys get it? And you're going to sit there and tell me there's nothing I can do? Because I'm diagnosed as mentally ill. There's nothing I can do about this. And my mom forgets all of this, but I don't. I remember it all, and I have it all documented in my fucking journals. I have over 100 hardcover journals that have documented my entire life. They're sitting in that storage unit 20 minutes down the road from where I used to live. Donald. Okay. And I go and get them all. It might be the day that Donald finds me, kills me or something. No one's ever going to come visit you. Say that to a mentally ill woman who thinks she's been abandoned in that place and might be in there forever. Forever. I don't know what Marion was up to. I have a bad feeling of what Marion's been up to for a long time. I just can't prove it. I know my mom's insurance, when she stays in those places, only covers for a month. But I also know this other place that she was put in 2009, they were going to keep her an extra 6 months, and she was terrified because they were hurting her in there, and you know, and I saw the bruises on her frail body. But whatever. Of course, Marion said, your mother threw herself against a wall. Well, my mom says different, and I believe her. And I believe her friends have told me horror stories about what they've experienced in mental hospitals. You know. Anyway, no one's ever going to come visit you. My mom was terrified. You're in that place, you get no visitors, you don't know if you're going to be in there the rest of your life. I don't know what Marion's plans were. All that I know for sure is that even though my mom's insurance doesn't cover something, maybe they do if it's approved for the patient to have to stay longer. Because my mom went to court in this other mental hospital. They had their own little court, and she fought. They had a lawyer appointed. They have a court inside the mental hospital, and she got released when the doctor wanted to keep her another 6 months. And when I told Marion softly that day, she was, yeah, you're disgusting. I have a better body of mine than you do at yours, and all this other crap. She screamed at me for Lord knows how long, chasing me around my mom's house and whatnot. And I said to her softly, because remember, I felt like she was trying to get me to hit her, and so I'd go to be arrested, and so I didn't take the bait. I said to her, and I go, my mom is afraid. My mom's afraid that that place is going to keep her for another 6 months. Your mother belongs in there. And you never visit her in there. You only visit her because you want money. Yeah, because my mom wasn't supposed to wind up in the mental hospital, and I was left with not a penny. I went there to get $50 from her because she wanted me to stay. This was back in 2009, and I couldn't because I'd be arrested and put in there myself, and I'd be arrested. She was demanding that I stay and overnight with her, and I couldn't do it, and I had to leave her, and she refused to sign the check to give me the money, you know. I mean, and Marion, I said to Marion, you don't even visit her in there. Your mother's abusive to me. Yeah, well, you think she wasn't abusive to me that day? Yelling and screaming at me because I wouldn't defy staff and wouldn't stay past visiting hours and stay with her all night. I mean, this is a mentally ill woman that my other aunt, the good one, can't get, that she's telling you, or maybe even Marion and you, or you're telling Marion and she's telling you, I want Laura out of my house, when she's telling me stay in my house, you know? You get it, people? I visited her, and she wouldn't sign the stupid check for $50, and I didn't have a penny. I was in her house. I was stuck here, and she wouldn't sign it because I refused. She's like, you stay with me, Laura. I don't want you leaving. You tell them you're staying. I can't, Mom. I can't. I'll be arrested. She was all upset with me, screaming and yelling at me. So I traveled really far to get there, and in the end, it was for nothing. But I'm digressing just to say, you know, what it's like to be around somebody who's schizophrenic, and, you know, and my mom forgets all this stuff, but I remember it all. And we're not talking about my mom's sick. We're talking about Marion. I don't know what her plans were. All I know is that ultimately, after I showed up, she showed up a few days later and got my mom out of there. It wound up being, and my mom had wound up staying longer. Why don't hospitals realize this? They sent her a bill for $5,000 because she was there an extra 5 days or whatever. She's not fucking paying $5,000. Your fault. Because if your insurance didn't cover her, because you weren't supposed to keep her longer. I don't know what Marion's plans were. I don't know. But that's what happened. My mom was out. I come to visit, my mom's out. Meanwhile, when my mom's calling me, crying, no one's visiting me, whatever, my mom felt like she was never going to visit us, even that morning that I showed up unannounced. And, you know, my mom had no idea. It was a total secret. And she told me what Marion had said to her that morning. No one's ever going to come visit you, Samantha. That's mean. That's cruel. Marion has done lots of mean, cruel things to my mom. You wonder why my mom won't say boo? My mom had to have dental work done, and she needed crowns that were expensive, and Marion's like, you don't have the money, Samantha, you can just get your teeth pulled out, it's cheaper. My mom wouldn't do that. She wound up not going to the dentist, just going to save up slowly for the money. She wouldn't ask Marion for the money. Meanwhile, it can be put on a credit card, okay? My mom has excellent credit. She also has this 401k she can access in a few years, and if you had to access it, if it was pushing to come to shove, but it isn't, because you can put it on a credit card and pay a little bit a month. It's all power with her, Marion. It's all power, okay? Wouldn't even let my mom. I don't even care if Marion tries to tell my mom you have no money, only enough to pay your bills. So what? She's paying on. She has enough. She can put this dental work and pay slowly. You just don't want her to. Telling her she can have her teeth pulled. Yeah, what do you care? It's not your teeth being pulled. My mom refused to do it. So what did my mom do? I found this out now. She didn't go to the dentist for over a year, and now her teeth are way worse. Now she went to this place and she found out she needs $4,000 worth of work done. But think of all the stuff that should have been done before, and it hasn't been, so it's been a whole over a year. And she's like, well, my mouth wasn't hurting. I'm like, often that happens, Mom. You can have all kinds of bad things going on in your mouth and you don't even know it, okay? I found this out just recently. You wonder why I'm filled with frustration and anger? Marion, my mom asked to have... she needed crowns. You can't afford it. You can have your teeth pulled. My mom didn't want her teeth pulled, so my mom decided to slowly save up a little bit of money here and there. She only gets, you know, her little $125. You know, she only gets one a week. She only gets enough just to pay for her dog and her bills and her whatever. And so she was slowly saving it up, and it would have taken a long time if they hadn't won this case and got this stupid $10,000 each, but that Marion gets because she helped my mom. Now, of course, even though she has money, she's not going to do it out of the goodness of her heart for her sister. Nope. She's so good, right? She's protecting her mom. We forget we were ever mean to each other. My poor mom. My poor mom is so afraid. She wouldn't even... I said, Mom, I found this out. I was furious. I was in Los Angeles, and my mom's telling me she needs teeth work done, and she won't ask Marion for the money. I'm like, why, Mom? It's your fucking money. She won't do it. She's afraid, and she won't do it. She was going to save it up slowly, and then she wound up giving some of it to me because I was desperate and living on the streets with Omar, and I could have wound up dead, okay? Now she had to start all over again. She didn't know she was going to get this $10,000. This case has been dragging. She thought she was originally going to get hundreds of thousands. It's been dragging on for years and years and years. I used to tell my mom, you're never going to get a penny. Well, I was wrong, apparently. Eventually, finally, after all the lawyer fees, they wound up getting a very small amount each for all their trouble and whatever, you know. Can't even ask for your own fucking money to have your teeth done. What is this madness? And you won't fight it, and there's nothing I can do because now I'm deemed mentally ill. Now I'm diagnosed mentally ill. There's nothing I could do except vent, and smear Marion's fucking name all across cyberspace. Forget we were ever mean to each other. So I got my mama out. I mean, I didn't get my mama out, but ooh, suddenly Marion shows up. A few days later, my mom's out. I came to visit her. First thing we did, I was going to be flying home soon, but the first home, back to LA, not home, but first thing we did was have, my mom went to the police and ripped up that stupid little note that said if I came on her property, and the one that Marion forced her to do in 2009, escort me out by the police. If I came on her property, I would be arrested, blah, 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 whatever. Stupid piece of paper. She went to the police. I didn't go in with her, so they wouldn't think I was coercing her, holding a gun to her head, like Marion pretends that I do, you know, or with the credit cards. I didn't even hold the gun to her head when my mom, I take advantage of my mentally ill mom. Well, I was 3,000 miles away. I wasn't holding a gun to her head and forcing her to sign her checkbook. She wanted to help her daughter, you fucking cunt. She thought the money was hers, not yours, you fucking cunt, okay? We ripped up my mom had the police rip up the stupid note, told them my daughter was welcome at my house, blah, 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 whatever, so we wouldn't have any problems with that. I came here, and my mom had tons and tons of toiletries, like, more toiletries than she would ever use, you know. And remember, I'm poor, and I'm on welfare and whatever, and my mom would have, like, 15 little bath washes, and this, it's my mother, you know. So I spent 5 hours here straightening. I like to straighten out stuff. I've done it here a little bit too, you know. But I 16 minutes. Okay. I spent 5 hours, okay. And I told my mom, I was like, you know, as my reward, you know, you don't use this stuff. I'm going to take, like, some of this stuff. Mom didn't care. She wasn't even using it. I found stuff that was we threw away stuff that was expired. I found stuff underneath in the bucket she had under there. You know, she didn't care. It's my mother, right? She didn't care that I took some stuff back with me to LA. It was just stupid little stuff. My mother, you guys. Anyway, how Marion twists stuff around. Marion found out about Twitter later when I was back safely, you know, back in LA and everything. My flight was going home, and, you know, my mom was out of the mental hospital. I was right with the world. I got back, and, you know, I've been writing on Twitter, and then I wrote more stuff on Twitter about all the stuff that happened to my mom here and blah, blah, whatever. Marion found out about my Twitter. And she wrote me a nasty 3-page letter. In it, she also said, oh, you act like you only love your mom, we love your mom, blah, 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 whatever, you're so narcissistic, blah, blah, you go on Twitter all the time, you could get a job, and just 3-page nasty letter. I have it somewhere. Perhaps sometime I will share it with you guys, or share the gist of it, whatever. I forget it all, but I have it. But the key point here is not that she wrote me the nasty letter, because she can write me any nasty letter she wants. I mean, I told you guys, after she fucked me over so badly in 2009, just inexplicably fucked me over. I mean, I wound up going back and sending a letter to her husband and sexy pictures of myself just to spite her, you know, old sexy pictures, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. She can send me whatever she wants. I can send her whatever I want. It's not, I'm not risking her life, you know, I'm not potentially putting her in danger. She sent a nasty 3-page letter, addressed it to Donald's mom. So Donald's mom would read it, and part of it said, you know, I'm sure this nice lady who's letting you have a free place to live, rent-free, whatever, would love to hear all about how you're talking about her out on the internet. The letter was only to me. It wasn't to Donald's mom at all. It was just addressed to her, so that, I wonder why, so she would throw me out on the street and I'd be on the streets again. You see? You see what Marion does? This is not, can we forget we were ever mean to each other, people. This is deep-rooted fucking vindictive shit. You know, I've never done anything to her or to anybody that would put their lives in danger. You tell these people that are, when their good graces giving me a free home, that I'm talking about them on the internet, truthfully, by the way, and if they didn't do anything mean to me, I wouldn't have any reason to talk about them, but nobody cares about that, you know. You put me in danger. You wanted me to be thrown out and in a fucking shelter, living on the streets or whatever, you know. That's vindictive. That's like, you get it? This is not, can we forget we ever mean to each other? This is an intricate thing where you have no right to have all this power over my mom, and she will not fight you because you are powerful and she's afraid of you. And she doesn't want to make waves and upset the family, and she wants to be loved and accepted. And in our family, it's accepted that Marion is out for my mom's best interest. Well, I've had numerous experiences of, numerous incidents proving that that is not the case. But of course, according to Marion, who screamed this at me in 2009 as well, my summer of hell, that I can't believe I survived. I can't believe I've survived anything that's happened to me over the last little over 4 years, ever since I was left like garbage for the bottom of the hill, shoved backwards, smashed my head, concussion, not concussion, or could have been, I blacked out, thought I was going to die, could have died or worse. Anyway, by the man, I spent 7 years, 8 months of my life with, but my life's just gone downhill since then. Everything that's happened could have landed me in the mental hospital, but you have to understand that even when I wanted to start screaming and breaking down and breaking things and whatever, I know what my mom has been through, and I don't want to experience it, so I fight it. I fight down, I smother down my rage. You think when Marion was chasing me around and saying all kinds of mean things to me, you think I didn't want to punch her in her fucking smug, ugly face? And she's not ugly, by the way. She's not beautiful. She's not, but whatever. You know what I mean? Ugly inside. But you think I didn't want to punch her? I was smart enough not to. See? I'm always thinking. But yeah. I've always had in the back of my mind, even before my mom wrote the poem. I wish I could remember the poem by heart. You guys can go to my other video and listen to the poem if you want. But even before the poem, I knew all the things. I'm smart. I know. My mom tells me things too. I know what's going on in these mental hospitals. I watch movies. I'm just smart in general. I know. And I don't want it to happen to me, so I fight it. I'm able to smother down when I just want to start screaming, and I'll get locked up, Fortunately, I can do whatever, say whatever I want on the internet, and, no one can lock me up for that. But if I growl, do that in public and a policeman sees me, I might be in trouble. Back in LA, I was so angry, I was screaming sometimes at the top of my lungs, and if police had caught me, I would have been in trouble, been locked up in the mental hospital, I'm sure. Talking about Marion, screaming at the top of my lungs about Marion, and sometimes about Donald and Hope and what they were doing to me, and Omar, and lucky no police caught me. But what else? Oh, my mom's poem will end this video. Mom's poem. I wish I could remember it by heart. I have it in that suitcase over there. I just don't want to get it. I want to look for it. This is a story of the mentally ill, stuck away in hospitals against their will, beaten and abused, lost and confused. They roam these halls lost and lonely, waiting for a kind word from staff or family. I know because it happened to me. It doesn't matter if you have wealth. It doesn't matter if you have bad health. Rich or poor is the same, you see. All you get is a look of pity. Take a pill for stress and insanity. I know because it happened to me. I can't remember it. All of this happened to me. It's true when you're labeled crazy in this mental zoo. That poem's out on my ALICIACREATURE Yahoo Answers page that I can't access anymore because Hacker Enemy made it so I couldn't access a lot of things anymore.